Hi, I'm Larry Karaszewski, and welcome to Trailers from Hell. I was born in 1961, so I came of age as Paul Mazursky was pumping out one great movie after another. Bob and Carol, Ted and Alice, Harry and Tonto, An Unmarried Woman. He was firing on all cylinders as a writer, director, producer, and even occasionally as an actor. Mazursky's films had a big influence on my work with Scott Alexander. We like to mix tones, and Mazursky is the master of that. He can fuse comedy and drama together seamlessly. He's never afraid of going for a big joke, but he also had important things to say. And in the 1970s, that kind of captured the zeitgeist. Mazursky was always trying to put his real life on film, human beings, people you could recognize. So let's take a look at a semi-autobiographical movie he made in 1970, the self-reflexive Alice in Wonderland.
This is my wife. That was my child. This is my bathroom. This is my dog.
Alice in Wonderland is a very special film for me because it was the first movie I couldn't get into. I was only 9 years old, but I had somehow talked my father into taking me to see it. I was an odd kid. But when we went to the theater, the box office wouldn't let us in. We argued, rated R, not under 17, not admitted without a parent. This is my dad. But they said, no way, you don't get to see Alice in Wonderland. So of course, Alice in Wonderland became a mythic film for me. Maybe they thought my dad was confused and thought it was Alice in Wonderland, who knows. But I did eventually get to see the movie. It's sort of Mazursky's 8½, about a filmmaker coming off a hit and having trouble figuring out his next film. It's full of Fellini-esque touches, a crazy dream sequence on Hollywood Boulevard, tanks, soldiers, Jeanne Moreau. It's pretty amazing. And heck, Fellini even shows up for an extended cameo as himself. Over the years, Mazursky has actually made a number of movies that were homages to European auteurs, like Willie and Phil is his version of Truffaut's Jules and Jim, or Bergman's Scenes from a Marriage becomes Scenes from a Mall. Renoir's Boudou Saved from Drowning becomes Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Even the first short film Mazursky ever directed was a parody of Last Year at Marienbad. Mazursky actually started his career as an actor, studying at Strasberg, running with John Cassavetes, and he gets his big break as an actor when Stanley Kubrick casts him as the lead in his feature debut, Fear and Desire. From there, he shows up in the Blackboard Jungle and gets lots of parts during the golden age of TV drama, and then he discovers improv comedy, and this kind of changes everything. He switches gears and writes a script with partner Larry Tucker, and it winds up in the hands of Peter Sellers and becomes I Love You, Alice B. Toklas. It's a bit of a mess, so Mazursky vows not to sell his next script unless he gets to direct. And that movie is Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, and it's a huge hit box office and critical smash, which gave Mazursky the chit to do whatever he wanted, and that was Alice in Wonderland. Now, despite all the Fellini influence, the real heart of the film is the naturalistic scenes between Donald Sutherland and Ellen Burstyn. This is a Hollywood marriage you can actually believe. They feel like a real family, not a cliche. Mazursky shows up as an actor in the film, playing a studio executive in the funniest scene. He's amazing, almost steals the picture. Unfortunately, Alice in Wonderland was a huge flop, and Mazursky couldn't get his next script produced, which was Harry and Tonto. 3 years went by before he could even get another film made. That was Bloomin' Love, and he got on a roll, becoming a major presence in 70s cinema. He got nominated for the Oscar 4 times for writing and for Best Picture. He won Best Director from the New York Film Critics Circle, and shortly before his death, he received the coveted Laurel Lifetime Achievement Award from the Writers Guild of America. I had the honor of hosting the Q&A for one of his very last public appearances at the Cinefamily in LA for a screening of Alex. Paul was sick and in a wheelchair, but he was still very funny. He could make an audience laugh until the very end.
Donald Sutherland is Alex, and Wonderland is Hollywood. Hollywood, where nothing is sacred, not even Fellini.